Me, YouTube. It's your boy Season. I'm back with another reaction video.
Yo, we
And
gotta do
I'm
the
here
hand
with my
movements.
boys.
The Asian kid, man, you already know what it is.
Yes.
Seriously, what's up with all the hand movements?
It's a habit. Yeah, we're back with another Young God and a Sauce God video. His first video.
You ain't gotta put that much emphasis on it, but okay.
My mini videos, Young God and Sauce God. I mean, I'm being for you go like this. I'm telling you, when I say like, if you have to look at his videos, bro, his videos teach lessons.
The Schoolhouse Rock.
Wow. His video teach life lessons.
Schoolhouse Rock.
And I mean the cool animations. But before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment on the video. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit that
subscribe button. You know that little red button at the top. Turn it from red to gray. And damn, I lost my.
We don't know where the 1K like I always say. Let's go to get into this video.
You gotta do the hand motions? Okay then.
So I'm coming down the hill, big cheesing, right? My girl's cheering me on. I'm feeling like a young Shaun White, you feel me? But it didn't take long for me to be like, all right, how do I stop this?
That would have been my first thought.
Yo, how do I stop this? Bro, I couldn't stop.
Use headphones. Man, no.
We gotta use headphones?
I'm not using headphones. Nope. It'll be alright. Like I said, this is one of the people I actually want to do a video with.
A lot of people live their whole lives without seeing things that you or me may take for granted. Take, for example, some people have never seen a beach. Now, to me, that sounds crazy because I grew up in Jamaica, a Caribbean island, so I knew what beaches were like before I could talk. But a consequence of growing up in a tropical climate is that we don't really have seasons. It's pretty much summer year-round, which means we don't have a winter.
That's Georgia right there.
I didn't know what snow looked like for most of my life. In fact, the first time I ever saw snow was during the winter a few years ago when my girlfriend...
Yo, I'm sorry to pause this, but that's when it snowed in 2018. I'm like, what is this white stuff? Like, literally, I could not get enough of it, and I had to go to work on that day.
I didn't. I think
I'm really bad at that
snowball fight with my... I'm not going to say her name, but yeah.
But I think, and then the sad part is we didn't even have to come in. They let us know after we came in. We're like, oh, y'all didn't have to come in today. Okay.
You drove back in all of that
snow. Back in the mountains here in California. We had been dating for at least a couple years at this point. So she thought it was time for me to pop that cherry. You feel me? So me, my girlfriend, her sister, and her sister's boyfriend, we all pack up the SUV and set our sights for Bear Mountain, a popular ski and snowboarding destination located in the city of Big Bear, California. Now, from the jump, I was very excited because I always wondered what the snow was like. Growing up, whenever Christmas time rolled around, all my favorite channels would air movies and TV shows where snow was a big part of the whole thing. My mom would be in the kitchen cooking breakfast, playing Christmas music.
I remember that.
And this dude on the radio talking about let it snow, let it snow. I'm like, where? When? How? So the whole ride to the mountain, I'm like, I'm about to make a snowman. I'm about to make snow angels. I'm about to beat my girl in the face with this snow. You feel me?
I will definitely do that.
So we're driving up the mountain, and the higher up we go, the more snow I'm starting to see on the ground. By the time we get to the top, it was a winter wonderland, bro. I felt like a kid. It was so much snow. We get to the top and park. I jump out of the car. The snow makes a crunchy sound under the weight of my boots. The skin on my face gets tight as it gets hit with the brisk, crisp, clean, cold air.
Wow.
I look at it and I think, okay, it's time to see what this is really all about. I reach down and I grab a handful of pure white snow. I hold it in my hand. I look at
it. Analyzing too hard.
At that point, I realized, yo, this is just ice, bro. It's about to be like fluffy and soft and like pop. All of a sudden, I'm covered in snow. I turn around Nobody knows what happened. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to spray the whole block. I grabbed 2 handfuls of snow, and right there and then, I had my first snowball fight
I
with
wanted
my
to do
girl
that.
and her people. And it was fun. So after that, we went to this like sled hill thing where basically you ride inner tubes down this little hill. And it was very
I'm
fun.
scared.
Once that was done,
Yeah,
we went to
I'm
this
doing
big
that.
One wrong
cabin
foot,
food hall spot. Got
You
some
going
burgers,
with
some
me?
French
I'm
fries.
rolling.
And everybody was having a good time. But I was over the whole sled thing. I didn't want to go back to that. And we still had plenty of daylight left. And that's when I saw a poster advertising some ski and snowboarding activities. So I turned to my girl.
I do
I'm like, hey,
snowboard.
let's go snowboarding. She looks at me like, really? I'm like, yeah, can't be that hard, right? Feet are strapped to the board. She looks at her sister. Her sister was with it. So then we're like, bet, let's go snowboard. So we find a rental shop, get all the gear, and as I'm getting suited and booted, I turn to the shop guy and I'm like, yo, is this hard? He's like, nah, just look at other people. You look athletic. Yeah, you know,
You look athletic?
I was the only one in the group getting a snowboard. Everybody else was getting skis. So I didn't have someone to teach me. My girl's like, hey, why don't you get skis so we can teach you, and maybe next time we'll plan ahead and we can take all the snowboarding classes together. I'm like, babe, no skis.
That's you.
I waited my whole life to do this. I was born.
That
Plus,
is
don't say
definitely.
it's not even that hard. So, don't worry about it. She's like, all right.
All right.
Fingers crossed. So we get to the
Yeah, we got a
slope, pay to
snowboard.
get in,
Yeah,
and walk
see.
right up to the bottom of the
She's
ski.
saying, all right,
I
that's
strapped
your
one foot
dumbass.
onto the snowboard, and then with the other foot, I pushed around on the snow, kind of like a skateboard. And then I realized this really isn't that hard. In fact, I dare say it is easier to stay balanced on a snowboard than a skateboard. And I may have done a little longboarding back in high school in Florida. So
Wow.
I was like, yo, I got this. My girl looked at me a little impressed and was like, all right, let's get to it. So we get on the ski lift. It takes us up the hill. I strap my other foot onto the board and I gaze across the slope. I'm seeing little kids ripping through the snow, no problem. I'm like, this is about to be cake. We get off the ski lift at the first
See.
stop, the top of the bunny slopes,
I already know my.
So what you
my-
think? What you think?
I already know my scary self. I don't like heights.
Oh, Lord.
I don't like
so what,
heights.
what you think? This is my first time watching it, just like you guys and just like him. I waited to actually watch this video with you guys. No faking, no fronting, no nothing. So I think he go probably hit a tree or something, like in a cartoon.
Nah, it's just he looking like, okay, this cake, that's a little high for me. Yeah, I'm gonna go back down.
Let's see.
Goodness. My girl and her sister take off, and now I'm just there standing by myself, looking down the length of the hill. And then I go for it. Started off slow, but within seconds I started picking up a good amount of speed. So I'm coming down the hill, big cheesing, right? My girl's cheering me on. I'm feeling like a young Shaun White, you feel me? But it didn't take long for me to be like, all right, how do I stop this? Yo, how do I stop this, bro? I couldn't stop. So I'm going
See,
down
that's
the
my
hill, I'm
fear
going
right there.
faster and faster, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to die. I get all the way to the bottom of the mountain, snowboard past everybody, snowboard past a stop here mark, and glide right into these ropes that I guess are like the last resort for the noobs who don't know how to stop. And I get clotheslined and put on my back. But to be honest, it didn't hurt that bad. And in hindsight, I probably was only going like 10 miles an hour. So not that bad. My ego was a little bruised, but I figured, yo, this is clearly my first time. Also, I was the only black person on the hill. So give me a break, all right? My girl was half white, half Mexican, by the way. So I get up. My girl comes through and is like, are you good? I'm like, yeah. She's like, wow, okay. So I think you're supposed to turn your board, and that's how you stop.
That's the thing I'm about to say.
You sure? She's
Then you
like,
gotta
yeah,
turn it.
look at that kid over
Your
there.
feet.
I look over, and there he was, like a 12-year-old, stopping on command by turning his board perpendicular to the slope and tilting on his board. So I'm like, got it. We get back on the ski lift, get to the top, and this time I was like, I'm about to eat this.
Like, all right, I got
See,
this. I
I've
got
always
this
been
now.
a
I think he might roll this time.
I lean in, I take off, and this time I am going down that hill, bro. Easily 18 miles an hour, which, if you've ever been on like one of those electric scooters, that's faster than the top speed of the scooter. So I'm zooming down. I'm like halfway down the hill when I'm like, okay, time to stop. I turn my body, get the board perpendicular to the mountain, and then in the blink of an eye, Houston, I am now airborne, but not in a good way. I'm about to break my back, bro. I land on my back. My head hits the ground, and I feel like I just got laid out by an NFL defensive lineman. My ears ringing, my neck hurts, and I'm just looking up into the sky.
Like, God, is that you?
And if you've never been snowboarding, you might be thinking, how bad could it hurt? You landed on snow.
No.
Well, the snow on the bunny slopes gets compressed from all the people boarding and skiing. So instead of a fluffy cushion, it pretty much landed on solid ice. My girl skis over to me and is like, are you okay? I don't say anything. I don't even look at her. All I can think is, I turned the board.
I turned the board and she says,
I want to go home. We're getting wet, in pain, angry, hungry, miserable. We drop off the rentals, head back home. Whole time, everyone's quiet. A girl turns to me and is like, I told you to get this. Don't.
Just don't.
I would agree. That's everything. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here.
I'd have been like, you know what? Let's just go.
It's funny.
Yeah. We stick to what we know.
I do want to go snowboarding though.
Yeah, but at least I want to like do lessons first. Like,
Oh yeah, we can do lessons first. Yeah, I want to go snow.
all right.